So, hey everybody, Christine here, and I wanted to talk to you about being stuck. And so, have you ever, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, have you ever felt like you were just capped and you were completely stuck? And probably I want to go back to like 2014, 2015. I was struggling and I was really stuck. And the one thing that I was constantly focused on was in my business, my profit and loss statement, because I knew how important it really was to look at your numbers and know your numbers in your business and have a good grasp on your numbers. But I felt like the more I looked at it, the more I seemed to understand it, the more I noticed that it wasn't growing. And it was really, really frustrating because I knew that I was capable of growing my business, but I just couldn't figure out what the issue was. And so my focus at the time was to constantly focus on my team, to focus on investing in them, focus on really just paying attention to their every move, I guess you could say. And although I had great intentions, I really wanted to grow them and I wanted to help them. What was happening was I was taking the attention off of myself and I was stopping the investment in me. And although I was still working on my craft and getting good at what I was doing and my skill, I wasn't really pouring into myself from a leadership or a mindset place. And so I would really have to say that if I think back now, I had a poverty conscious mindset and I didn't know it. I wasn't even aware of it. And so I was feeling defeated and I was always focused on things that people weren't doing. So if a team member wasn't showing up to an event, I was always focused on how they weren't showing up. And it wasn't just in that type of thing. It was in everything. When I came into my business, I was noticing the things that were wrong instead of the things that were right. I was my own worst enemy. I had constantly self-sabotaged myself all the time. And when I think back to it, not that I had good reason, but I didn't know that was happening, and I didn't know even where it was coming from. And fast forward a couple years later, I was still in the same place, and I was miserable because I wasn't growing. I wanted to grow, but I wasn't growing. And so I had to figure this out, because if you know me, I'm not staying stuck. And I'm not staying in this place. So I want to know what's going on. But one of the things that I noticed was I had the same challenges that were happening in my personal life, in my business life. And it seemed like this common thread that was going on. And now, thinking back, this all had to do with mindset. And this all had to do with kind of feeling like I was the victim. And it had to do with not understanding that mindset was everything. And honestly, I had no idea. Not a clue. I think that I thought at the time, and I did, I was doing the best that I knew how at that current moment in time. And so I'm saying that because although I wasn't doing what I should have been doing, that was what I was aware of. And maybe you're here right now, you're not getting the results that you want, but you don't know why. And maybe you're frustrated because you want to raise your revenue, or you own your business and you want your profits to grow and you have no idea why they're not growing. And I was at that place. And then I'm going to be really transparent here. And then I started seeking help from outside. I started seeing a therapist. I started hiring a different coach. And I just wanted to take a deep look at what was really going on. And at the time, I started doing a study with my mentor on Think and Grow Rich. And this was probably my third study on the book at the time. And this is where I went with a flashlight and went down deep. And I really went searching. I was like, I'm going to find out what's holding me back. And I don't care how long it takes, but I want to know. And then to come to realize that, our perception of the way we see things right now in our lives is filtered through our subconscious mind. And that goes back deep. We don't know what's buried in there. And so for me, I started recognizing I was left back when I was in second grade. I hated school. I went to kindergarten. The first day I went to school, I said, I quit. Because I had a learning disability. I had slow auditory processing, I had ADHD, and I had dyslexia. And I attached myself to being stupid, to feeling stupid. And that was a feeling tone that was kind of underlying in me. Now, although I had done really well, I had my business for 21 years, I have survived several crises. The downfall in 2007, 2008. I've survived the coronavirus. I've survived walkouts. But still, I was stuck at a place, and we could be stuck at any place, but I was stuck at a place where I knew I was capable of more, but I couldn't get to more. And it was no longer my skill was going to get me there. Because if I didn't believe that I could do more, and it was the strangest thing, it kind of all of a sudden happened to me. I didn't lack confidence before this. I didn't think I thought about this stuff before. But you know what? I did. If I really think about it, I did. But I was covering it up. I was numbing it with, partying and, just avoiding situations. I wasn't confronting how I really felt. I did very little self-reflection. So I wasn't waking up and reading and reflecting on my own mindset. And when I started to do this study of Think and Grow Rich, I really started assessing how I look at things. I started to realize how I talk to myself. I started to realize that I would never even speak to my best friend the way that I was speaking to me. And then I realized, you know what? I'm the reason that my profit and loss statement is not growing. I'm the reason why I'm not moving forward. I'm the reason why my business isn't moving in the direction that I want it. Not my team, me, my thinking. And so that's when I had this realization that I had to clean up my past. I had to let go of some stuff. I had to clean out my basement. That's what I call it. You go in the basement with a flashlight and you go through those cobwebs and you clean out that stuff. And I had to really confront some stuff that I didn't like about me. Ways that I reacted to things, ways that I treated people, and I love people. I want to treat people good, but I didn't treat them like they deserve to be treated because I wasn't even treating myself like I deserved to be treated. And I'm telling you this because if you're stuck and you're in a place right now where you feel like you're defeated and you can't figure out why, I'm inviting you to take this journey with me on January 3rd, I'm going down into a deep dive into Think and Grow Rich. And we're going to talk about these things, like what is stopping you? And this study is really going to bring a lot of awareness to your mindset. So I hope that you'll consider taking a 6-week study with me on Think and Grow Rich. And I will put the details right in below this video, so you have all the details. And it'll be for 1 hour a week, starting at 10 a.m. every Monday. And I think you're going to get a lot out of it. So I hope to see you there. Bye, everyone.